Starting the stream roughly at 6. Today is day 30, a guided meditation body scan. What I would ask you to do, if you're, presume you're seated, and I'm going to, let's see, if you have your feet in the floor, be preferable. But generally just get comfortable because it'll be minutes. And the way I do it is I go from feet to the top of the head and then back down. But when I'm going back down, I do it a little quicker. So with that said, begin. So take you to concentrate on both your left and right feet and feel the bottoms, the tops, whether there's any different pressures between the left and right, whether they're hot or cold, if there's any tension there. There is, I would ask you to kind of just move them around and then let them go again and see whether you can release some of that tension. That would just concentrate, follow whatever feelings you can feel in the feet for a few seconds. And now move up to the calves. And again, if you have tension that you can't seem to release, I would ask you to tense them and then gently relax them. You don't tense them too much, just like to kind of get them to move, and then we look for the texture of clothing, hot, cold, whether there's still any tension there, which there might be. Just to kind of go concentrate on them and try to isolate your thoughts. Next up is going to be thighs and the backs of the legs. So we're seated even. Probably find that you have pressure there, so there'll be something there. If they are tense, again, you can do that throughout this entire meditation. If it's tense and you can kind of feel it, I ask you just to actually tense it and then just let it go. Just to actually tense the muscles and then let them go slightly. And then we're looking for, is there anything resting on it? Does the pressure feel different from the backs of the legs to the top because you're seated? Is there anything sitting on your legs? Say like your hands are resting there. Feel the heat from your arms or hands. Maybe feel the texture of certain clothing. and just pick a particular thing like the texture or the heat and concentrate on that. Follow it for a bit. Now we're going to move up to the lower back, and for me that's resting against the back of the chair, so I can feel the pressure there. And how hot or cold is it? Is it different between either side? Is there, are you seated maybe not quite correctly? Clothing on there that you can feel that is different. Move round to the front and the stomach area, and how does that feel? Is there any little niggles, anything there? How does it feel? Is it hot or cold? Different from one side to the other? Can you feel the texture of clothing on it? Jewelry, is that right? Move up from the stomach to the chest. As it feels, is it hot? Is it cold? Textures and differences between the sides and stuff. See what sensations you can feel. Want to move around to the upper back, and any tension there. I don't suggest tensing the back because of those issues. See whether you can release it or hot or cold, what textures are there. It's against the back of the chair. Can you feel differences in where its particular points are? One area different from another, and just go with it for a few seconds. Next, we'll go to the shoulders. If you don't have any shoulder problems, I would recommend moving them around because of keyboards and mice and stuff. Make them be a little stiffer than they would otherwise be. Once you've done that, just let them drop. See, how relaxed do they feel? Do they feel more relaxed than before? Is there any tension still there? There could be. Don't worry if you can't get rid of all the tension, just pick an aspect and concentrate on it. There'll be hot, cold differences between left and right. Texture of clothing on it. But just flow with that for a few seconds. Now we're going to go to the upper arms, biceps. They are particularly tense. You could try tensing them up and then letting them go. Obviously not too tense, just like my tension or letting go. And try and do, look for differences, left and right. Textures of the t-shirt, if it's way down the arm. Bits that are hot or cold, whether one's against your body or whatever. Could be that part of the arm is warmer than some of the other parts. An aspect or full difference, and go with that. 2 seconds. And move down to the forearms. And if they're resting on anything, pressure differences, the usual, the hot, cold textures you can feel. Any other sensations, and pick one of those aspects and just try and concentrate on it. Next up is the hands. Now for me, my hands pulse are slightly tingly. The tingle comes with them being relaxed. It's not an alarming thing, it's just something that happens with especially your feet and hands. Tingly after a while. Been meditating a while and you can kind of get them to be relaxed. So again, you're looking for, hot, cold, or other sensations. In my case, I normally concentrate on the pulse, my hands, but it is worth changing it up occasionally. Just concentrate on a particular aspect of something you can feel with your hands. I'll go with that for a few seconds. And now we'll go to the neck. This one for me is usually pretty tense, and I find it difficult to relax. As you just concentrate on what I do is concentrate on anything that I can feel, hot, cold, a particular texture against the neck. We'll just go with that for a little time. Okay, from the neck, we're going to go to the face. And we'll start with the lower jaw. Now, in my case, since I'm actively speaking, I can't just stop speaking unless I pre-recorded it. So what I would say for you is to move your jaw around and then see if it's any more relaxed. If you try and relax it as much as you can. At this point, kind of doing the rest of the face, in particular the eyes, and trying to relax those. In order to do that, I don't recommend you leave them open to try and relax them, because that takes a little practice and it's a little could be a little disconcerting. I would close them and then try and gauge where they are, what they, what sensations and stuff you can feel. How relaxed they are, especially just kind of, around the entire eye area, and trying to relax that, which isn't always obvious how you do it. It helps to have your eyes closed, and you can kind of concentrate on it more. Don't worry too much if you can't relax them fully. You'll get there with time. That will move to the top of the head. See what sensations we can kind of feel. Scalp, cold. At some point it may feel itchy, which is, and now that I've said it, it will probably occur. It's one thing in meditation, you do get an itch, you can either do one of two things. You can either concentrate on it, or you literally try and follow the itch and try and concentrate on its ebb and flow, or you literally just scratch it. It's fine to move during meditation. Especially if you're just starting out, you can get it difficult. Now going back down to the face, try and relax, and at the same time try and relax the jaw as well, and do the entire face this time rather than just the eye. and relax both at the same time. Okay, then we'll move down to the neck. What things can you feel? Right level of tension there. The hot or cold, pressure on it, the aura, etc. From there, we're going to go to the shoulders and just both left and right and see and relax them. And if you find they're still very tense, give them a roll if it's not painful. See what sensations are there, hot, cold, left, right, differences. There's textures. Now I go to the biceps, upper arms. You feel there. Textures, sensation. And go with those for a few seconds. Okay, move down to forearms. What sensation? Pressure differences if it's again. Bold texture. For a couple of seconds. Down to your hands. Feel differences left and right. Any pulse on any, you feel any sensations. Okay, next is going to be the chest. There, what can you feel? What sensations? With that for a couple of seconds. And now the upper back. And the same thing. Against there, what pressure you feel? Hot, cold. Differences between the left and right. Are there differences in pressure on it? And for the lower back, go right to the stomach area. The hot, cold, is there nothing there, any sensations? I'll go with one of the sensations for a little bit. Okay, now we're to go on to our thigh or top of the legs, backs of the legs. What sensations can you feel there? What's cold texture, heat, something press against it. Go with particular sensation for a few seconds. Next up will be the calves, legs. What sensations can you feel? Go with one for a few seconds. And finally, down to the feet. Feet are on the floor. What do they feel? Some pressure from the floor, hot, cold, that sort of thing. And again, just pick one of those sensations and concentrate on that while you're concentrating on your feet. With that, that's the end of the session. Come back into the room if your eyes were closed. Open them. Yep, that was day 30. What would I say? Something I thought about whenever thought crept in, as they sometimes do. Don't worry too much. Oh yeah, that was it. Don't worry too much if when I say to concentrate on, say, like the lower back, you end up concentrating on two things at the same time. That's perfectly fine. The other thing is, I haven't really discussed doing the breath, but my breath tends to, I tend to inhale for a shorter time than I exhale while doing this, but I'm not sure whether or not that matters much, because the idea is to concentrate on the body part first. I think by doing that, and by sitting, concentrating and doing that, your breath automatically goes slower. You'll breathe in for a shorter time than you breathe out. If you're finding you're not doing that, I would suggest, trying to do that. It's not box breathing. It's just you breathe in, say, for 3 seconds and out for 5 or 6 or something. It's box breathing's kind of odd in that you breathe in for 3 seconds, it'll be another, 9 seconds before you're breathing in again. It's why, even I don't start box breathing. I wouldn't start it at the start of the session. I'd start it later on. You start doing longer breaths and then work from there. So basically, work up to box breathing. Now, technically, box breathing isn't meditation. It does help with anxiety, apparently. Lowers the heart rate, etc., etc. I mean, there's TED Talks on it. I mean, they did a TED Talk on it, and then I tested it. It didn't work for me. But, to hype myself up with so much caffeine these days. So with that said, ramble at the end. That's it for today. I'm not sure I'm going to be on later on. Anyway, I will be on tomorrow for another live stream. Little chatting. meditation. I find it very useful.